Who's talking?
It's like almost mocking, bro.
Mute. Ok, nice. Hi. Bonjour, mademoiselle. Excellent. Okay. So, tuk. Did you have time today, no, yesterday to make a few things on Starklings or not? To resolve a few, because we're gonna continue today. But first, I want to showcase you what you can do as well. Something cool is to go to speedrun Starknet, and in fact start completing quests. So a lot of quests are available, and the full price of more than 5,000 is available as well. So you can yeah, 5,000 Stark STRK. It's not the same thing. But it's super cool if you want to just start doing things on Starknet and get a reward for that. So basically, for example, you can start with a challenge 0. So you just need to do a few basic things to create your first NFT and stuff like that. It's pretty easy. If you need any help, don't hesitate to drop me or drop to Charlotte a message. We will be available to reply to you, especially from next week. So yeah, I'm doing this challenge as well. So if you have any issue, don't hesitate. And in fact, to unlock the other challenge, it's not still available. But yeah, I think you are already familiar with speedrun challenges, thanks to the last time with the developer cohort, and especially the speedrun Ethereum challenges. So it's basically the same thing, the same exercise, but just it's in Cairo. So yeah, you can mint NFT, and it's super simple. Yeah. So, do you have any question for that or not? Who already know about speedrun Ethereum? Tomorrow we're gonna have a special presentation from the founder of these challenges, especially Scaffold Stark, to start learning about the front end side. So yeah, is it okay for you? Okay, let's go.
Okay, welcome everyone. We will now continue with the session of yesterday. So there was a little bit of a change of plan, but today we will continue the Starklings. So we will continue where we left off and complete the exercises together. So let me share my screen and we can start right now. Okay. So you can go back to the Starkling app. Is there anyone in the conversation that didn't attend yesterday and that is here today? So I don't see any answer. Again, there's not going to be any quiz anymore from this session onward. So now it's just doing the assignment. So Starkling is actually one of the assignments for this Basecamp. So you will have to complete all the Starklings exercises to complete the Basecamp and to graduate. So this is a very nice opportunity to do it together and also like get the answer. So let's dive in. Okay, so yesterday we left things off at operation 1. So we can get started with this one. So as last time, I really encourage you to have the Cairo book right next to you at any time, because all the information you will need are in the Cairo book. So the Cairo book is the official Cairo documentation. So you will need it. Okay, I'm gonna make a small break because we are having a lot of people entering the space right now. So you can go ahead and already start the exercise operation 1. Okay, sorry about this. So we have a lot of new students in the classroom because we also have the session IRL. So we are welcoming them. Sorry for the noise. So let's go. And I hope some of you already managed to solve this exercise, but let's do it together. So here we have an exercise about operation. So arithmetical operation, mathematics operations. And let's check what we need to do. So integer type, implement basic comparison and arithmetic operation. Felt operation should be avoided where possible. So as I mentioned last time, felt is the basic, the default type in Cairo, but integer are a much better choice to do operations. So let's do it together. Here we have to return the solution of x exponential 3 plus y minus 2. Okay, so here we have a function that takes x and y, both integer, and return an integer. Okay, so let's go to the Cairo book. We can scroll down, and I think operators are a bit further. Okay, yes, operators and symbol. So here you have in the appendix the operators, but basically it's very similar to other programming languages. Okay, so what do we need? We need, arithmetic multiplication, we need arithmetic addition. Okay, you can see that there is no exponent, so we will need to use multiplication. Okay, let's start. Here the function return res, so we need to Okay, so let's initialize the variable res because we cannot change that line. So let's initialize it, and then we have to return x to the power of 3. So x times x times x plus y minus 2. Okay, semicolon, and then it should work. Oops. Perfect, let's jump to the next exercise. Okay. So here we will have to implement modulus. So the mathematic operation of mod, the floor division, multiplication, and then the tests. You don't have to worry about them. It's just to make sure everything works. So do not change the test. I will let you do these exercises. So don't forget, if you need help, you can find it in the H.E.R book. You have all the operators, symbols in Appendix B. Okay, so let's do the exercise together. So let's do the exercise together. We will go to the operators chapter in the H.E.R book. So let's do the modulus first. So let's check for mod. Okay, arithmetic reminder. We will use this one. And let's go. So again, you have to initialize res because if you don't initialize it, you will have an error like we discussed yesterday. So chuk. Okay, so this one should work. It's not gonna compile because the other needs to be implemented as well, but we can already see this one. Okay, perfect, it works. Then we need to fix this one. So we will do the floor division. So actually here we have inside integer. So that's a very specific difference between H.E.R and maybe other computer language that you might be used to, like Python or something. When you have a number, so a round number, an integer, and you divide it by another integer, you will not have a float. You will not have a number. So for example, if you divide 3 by 2, 3 by 2, you might expect to have 1.5 in Python, but in H.E.R it's not going to be the case. You will actually have 1 because the return value of the division is an integer. So in H.E.R the return value of the variable, the value of the variable are very strongly typed compared to Python, where the type are not strong. So here everything has a type. So when you divide an integer by an integer, unless you decide to overwrite the division operators to make your own thing, to make it return a float, anyway, unless you change it, it's gonna return an integer of the same type. So here, dividing a U size by a U size is gonna answer a U size. So you're gonna have an integer. So basically, to do the floor division, all you have to do is to do the division. Okay, and then the multiplication is very similar to other, there's nothing specific here, just multiplying. Okay, let's test it. Perfect, it works. Okay, so if you have any question on operations in Cairo, don't hesitate to ask. And otherwise, let's continue with the next exercise. You can do it at your own time. So now it's gonna be about if. Again, you can go in the Cairo book. Yep. When you don't know where something is, you can just type, but if is maybe a very that's strange. Should be in control flow. Okay, perfect. So yes, if you want to check the documentation about if it's in control flow, so section 2, 2.5. I will leave you some time to complete this exercise. Okay, let's do this exercise together. So here we will implement the function called bigger. It takes into parameters a that is integer and b that is also an integer, and it returns an integer. So let's code it together. So we need to not use other additional variable, not do any other function call. Okay, oops, I deleted too much. Okay, so if A is bigger than B, return A, oops. And if not, return B. Okay, so I chose a very minimalist implementation. Oops, it's not working. If blocks have an identical return type, what do you mean? Not identical return type. Okay, so this should work. But... Okay, so let's do it with an else. Up. Okay, so what was I doing wrong? So it was not happy that it had a different return type. That's so weird. Oh, no, it's because it was an empty return type. Anyway, so yes, there is multiple way that you can do this. You can also do return a. So if you don't have the exact same answer as I have, it's normal. There is multiple way to implement this. This should work. Yeah, so there is multiple ways to implement this. Let's jump to the next one. Okay, so it's another exercises with ifs. So I will leave you a minute to do it. Okay, I was explaining something to the person next to me, but instead I'm gonna actually answer it here because maybe I was a bit too fast. So as I told her, there is multiple ways to return something in Cairo. So that is a return. That is a return as well. So, oops. So the difference between it is that this is returning, but this has a different type than this. So it's different ways of returning that fits different syntax requirements. Basically, they are both returning something, but yes, sometimes you will need to use one, sometimes the other. There's actually a subtlety about when to use which one. I'm not going to go deep into it, but you might face problems with the type of return that you choose. So this one is actually more like it's more clean, but this one makes different compiling things. So as you saw before, like this one was not working, and this one was working. So I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to leave it to, they are both valid ways of returning in Cairo. Okay, let's check this one together. So what is this exercise here? We have to make the code compile, and then we have to get bar for fuzz and default to base test passing. Okay, let's check it. So first we have to make the code compile. Okay, so apparently it's not compiling. Let's check what the compiling mistake is. Okay, unexpected return type, expected core felt found integer. Okay, so let's check what they did. Okay, this variable is a felt. The return type should be a felt. And here the return value is a unsigned 32 integer. Okay, so how can we fix this? If fuzzing is fizz, return foo. If it's fuzz, return bar. Anything else, return baz. Okay, so if finish is fizz, return foo. Okay, this is right. Now, if
Now, you're gonna say guilty
uh,
or not guilty? What do you say?
else, if physics equals
An honest
boy,
boy.
we have to return. Oh, sorry, no, equals foods. We have to return. Boy,
It's official. You are guilty. Doesn't know what he's saying. Well, you have a wonderful family.
okay, and else return baz. Let's check if it works. Okay, it works.
We're taking you to the hip.
Let's jump to the next.
Yes.
Okay, now we have exercise about function. So let's check here. In the H.E.R book, you have a section about function. It's a section 2.3. So yes, you can see how the syntax is for function, how you define them. You have some information about parameters. Yes, statement and expression. So I will leave you a minute to do it.
Hi, Priscilla, are you talking? Definitely no. Okay. Are you stuck somewhere? I don't know the term. Like everything is going well on your side or not? Like you are following Ray well? Okay, nice.
Okay, so let's do the exercise together. Here you can see that the function is calling a function that is called call me. So if you try to make it compile, it's gonna fail, and the error is function not found. Okay, so to fix the code, we have to declare the function because indeed the function call me is not being declared anywhere. So let's create it. So the keyword fn says that we are defining a function. Then we have to copy the same signature. So no parameters, no return value either. And then we can actually do anything here, I guess. So I don't think it's gonna print, but we can print. It's okay. Basically, all we have to do is any function that has no return value, and it's gonna compile. It's not compiling. Okay, they are not supporting the print in this environment. Oops, oh, sorry, yes, thank you, the function name is call me. And yes, it works. So now a similar exercise. So you have to make the code compile. So it's not compiling, you can check the error, and then you can try to fix it yourself. I'm gonna give you some time. Okay, so let's do this exercise together. Okay, so here we need a type expression, missing token, expected a type expression, and then unknown type. Okay, so basically, as you might have seen in the Cairo book, when you have a function, the signature here needs to contain the keyword fn, which is function, then the name of the function, then it can be empty brackets for no parameters, but if you decide to have a parameters, you have to give it a type. So you have to give it a name. Here, the parameter is called x, and the type is felt. So here we only have the name of the parameter, but no type. So let's give it a type. It's a number, so let's give it a integer type. And now it works. Okay, so now another exercise. It's not compiling either, so you have to make it compile. I'm gonna give you a little bit of time to do it. For those who are still in function 2, apparently I might have been a bit fast, so I'm showing you the answer for a little while. And then for those who succeeded, you can already complete the function 3 exercise. Just staying a few seconds more here.
Like Celine, sure, it's nice.
Yeah, they are nice. They are nice girls too. Oh no, I don't have perplex.
Oh, do you need some?
No, I cannot connect them. I mean, I have, so don't worry. But I don't like them.
Okay,
one other
let's
ones I have
solve this
extra.
exercise.
Yeah, but I cannot
So
connect them to
here
my
you can
computer.
read in
No, I
the
have an
error,
adapter. Just
um,
USB-C.
error wrong number of
See.
arguments,
Oh, those look
expected
dirty.
1, found
Yeah,
0.
The old.
They are old, I
So
don't use
here
them.
in the function call
They
me, you
have
can
no
see
battery.
that we don't have any arguments. And in the function signature, there is a parameter that is defined. So when you call the function, you have to put the arguments that needs to be in the function according to the signature of the function. So here we are not respecting this, so it's not working. So basically, to fix this, we need to give a number, an input, and now it's gonna work. Okay. Let's jump to the next exercise. Okay. This one is a little bit more storytelling. The store is having a sale. The price is an even number. If you have 10 K bucks, you get 10 K bucks off. But if it's an odd number, it's only 3 K bucks off. So what do you have to do? Let's try to make the code compile. Okay, the code is not compiling. So I'm gonna leave you read this code and try to find why it's not working and to fix it. Okay, so let's solve it together. So here the error is expected a type expression. So the error is at line 8. So line 8 is here. Okay, it should be at line 6 anyway. So yes, so here we can see that it's at this line. And so yes, as we can see, there is an arrow. So when you, in the syntax, when you don't have any return value, you leave it empty like this. So just the brackets, and then that's it. You can start the curly bracket and define your function. But if you have an arrow, it means that you're gonna have a return value. So here there is no return type defined. So it's a syntax mistake, and the code is not compiling. So we have to give it a return type, but of course we have to give it the proper type. So here price is an integer 32. So the return type is unsigned integer 32. Okay, so it should compile. Okay, that's it. There is no other thing to fix in this code. Let's jump to the next exercise.
Just 1 minute.
Mhm.
Just I will put a little sondage, not quiz, but a poll to ask for your GitHub username and your Telegram username as well. Yeah. just to help each other is better.
Okay, so let's check this one together. So now we have a quiz. Mary is buying apple. The price of an apple is calculated as follow. Apple costs 3 Cairo buck. If Mary buys more than 40 apple, each apple only costs 2 Cairo buck. Write a function that calculates the price of an order of apple given the quantity bought. So this one is a bit tougher. So I will guide you through it and then leave you more time to fix it. Okay, so here we have to implement this function that's going to calculate the price of an apple. So we need to, I will write it here in the comments. So apple cost $3. So apple, oops, 3. If there is more than 40 apples, then apples is 2 Cairo bucks. Okay, so yes, I will leave you a little bit more time to write a function that's going to calculate the price of the apple. And yes, also, as you can see, the signature of the function is incomplete. So here you don't have brackets. So you will need to have brackets for it to be a valid function. And then you will have to give it the proper parameters and the proper return value. So you will have to have parameter and return value, return type. And then okay, so with those hints, I will give you a little bit more time to implement it. Okay, so I give you a little bit more time for this one because it's a little bit more complicated. Okay, so, pardon?
Not for me.
Pardon?
It's not complicated for you.
Ah. Okay, so let's start with the signature of the function. So as you might see here, the function needs to take into parameter the number of apples, so the count of apples. Let's call it just apples. Okay, the number is gonna be a number, so it's gonna be an integer. And then it has a return value because it's gonna return the price. So the price is also gonna be an integer. So it's gonna return a value of type U32. Okay. So now if the apples are if the number of apple is bigger than 40, the apple will cost $2. So it's gonna be 40 times 2. Okay. And otherwise, so if there is less than 40 apple, the price of an apple is 3. So, oops, sorry, I'm so sorry. It's gonna be, so if the number of apple is bigger than 40, the price will be 2. So the number of apple times 2 will be the final price. And otherwise, the price is $3. So the return, the total cost will be the number of apples times 3. Okay, I'm gonna delete all the, I mean, it doesn't matter, but those are comments anyway, so the compiler doesn't take them into account. Okay, so it looks good. Let's try it. And it works. Okay, perfect. I hope you guys managed to do this one. It was a little bit more complicated. Let me know if you have any questions about it. And let's
For this one,
jump. Pardon?
for this one, just the screen.
Okay. I'm gonna leave it a few more seconds on the screen so that you can check it out because there's more things on it. Okay, I hear in the room that it's good, so I'm gonna jump to the next one. Okay, so now it's about loops. So again, same thing now, you are used to it. Let's first jump in the H.E.R book. So loops are gonna be in control flow. Okay, probably in control flow, I guess. Okay, perfect. So, okay, loops. Let's check it out. Here you can see an example of code using loop. So you have the syntax here of how to define a loop in H.E.R. And then you can find the while loops here, and then the for loops. Okay, here you can find a for loop. Okay, so here is all the different type of loops in H.E.R. You can read it and then solve this exercise. So this exercise is just about loop and not while loops, not for loops. So you can try it.
It's the last one exercise before break, and after that it will be more about inspiring talk from people inside the Starknet ecosystem. And yes, it will be the ecosystem lead of Argent, so Antoine, and he gonna talk about Telegram, because Starknet is now on Telegram, so it's a great news. And I think it's super useful for you to learn more about it. And the next one will be with Shwarmi. So basically, is the founder of Starklings, so what you are doing right now. And yeah, it will be some quick talk during 30 minutes, so from 30, on dit 3h30. 3:30 to 4 p.m. Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna have our own mini Starknet city in the house, so don't miss it. We will stream it all for you guys online, so it's gonna be great. Don't miss that part. I think it's gonna be very exciting. I'm excited about it. Okay, so let's start fixing this one. So make the test path without changing any existing line. Okay, so we have to assert that counter equals 10. So counter should be 10. So far, what is this function doing? We initialize a counter. Very important, it has the keyword mute. Because if you take it out, the mute, it's not going to be mutable. So here we change the value of counter. So counter needs to be a mutable variable. Okay, then what is happening? So here we enter the loop, it breaks, and then counter is like 0 here. And then counter is not equal to 10, so it panics. We can check it out, but we should have like a panic. Okay, we have a different error, like, because this is unreachable. But basically, yeah, it's not working because the loop directly breaks. Okay, so we can check how the H.E.R book does it. Okay, so here in the H.E.R book, we can see an example of a loop. So usually when you do a loop, you initialize the variable that's going to be the breaking variable before, because it needs to have an initial value. And if you create it here, your initial value will always be the same at each iteration of the loop. So it has to be initialized before the loop. Okay, and then we have a check. So here we check if the value is bigger than 10, and if the check passes, you enter this if statement and you break. If the value is less than 10, you don't enter the if statement, you go just after it, you print, and then increment, and then whoop, it goes back up, and you go again to this checking the condition. If it enters, it breaks. If it doesn't, it increase. Okay, so we will do something similar here. So let's read this. Oh, I need to not change any line, so I'm going to leave it like this. Okay, so if counter equal 10, so our condition is that counter needs to be 10, then we break and close this. Okay, so now what's happening here? We have counter that is initialized. Okay, then the loop is doing its looping. If counter equals to 10, it's gonna break. Otherwise, it's gonna increase counter by 1. And then at the end, counter, when we exit the loop, counter is equal to 10, and the assertion is true. Let's try it. Ooh, it works. Okay, amazing. So yes, that was the last exercise of this session. If you have any last minute question, don't hesitate to open your mic and ask it right now. Otherwise, I will actually let you do the Starkling at your own time. So Starkling is an assignment for the Basecamp, so you need to succeed the Starklings to be graduated. So yes, there is only a few exercises left. We actually did most of them together, or maybe half together. So oh no, there's actually we did more than half of it together. So there's not too much left for you guys. So don't forget to do it, and yeah, so you can register. I'm gonna just slowly. I'm just gonna take 5 more minutes to introduce you to Node Guardian. I'm not gonna show you anything else than this main page. So Node Guardian is actually the next resource. So when you are done with starting, you can start doing Node Guardians. So Node Guardian is like the second step of learning Cairo. So the exercises are a little bit more complicated. Actually, the first quest, they released a new one, which is easier. Like they used to have only super hard Cairo quest, but there is a new one that is a little bit easier. So you can, okay, acquiring the basics. So you can play with it because it's actually a game. Basically, it's a gamified way of learning Cairo and of learning smart contract as well, because there are some smart contract quests. So yeah, it's always there's a backstory. There is you have to solve the challenges, but it's like a fun way to learn. So I really encourage you guys to try it after this Basecamp. When you are done and you are sad and bored, you can do this and you will be happy and busy again. Yes, don't hesitate to do it. And then now we will have a small break before the mini Starknet CC. So enjoy your break and see you in 30 minutes.
I received a special message, direct message for me. So for everyone, do we need to connect GitHub with Starklings app to get the certificates? So in fact, we are tracking on our side your Starklings progress thanks to GitHub. So yeah, you need to connect your GitHub to have your certificate at the end. And the certification will be available from 1st November. And yeah. Like it's really the assignment to do make Starklings, complete Starklings. And at the end as well, it's a good way to apply for a Starknet Hacker House, because you can't apply to a Starknet Hacker House if you don't complete Starklings before. So yeah, it's just a fast talk access.
Yeah, and for the Hacker House, you also actually need to complete Node Guardian's quest. So yes, that's the like very official next step. And but that's not for now. But for the Hacker House, you need to complete both Starklings and Node Guardians. And so today we will have after this Basecamp, you already have half of the requirements that are met. So that's super cool.
And yeah, I received another message about, does this bootcamp finish this week or do we continue into next week? So officially, it's until this week, the Basecamp, so official recording and stuff like that. But we can be there to help until the 1st November about your assignments. And yeah. And Charlotte mentioned about not Guardian, but in fact we can fast track you if you make Starklings. And we want to showcase you something at the end of this day, more about the session tomorrow that will be for OnlyDust, regarding OnlyDust. So we will talk about it just 5 minutes to make sure you understand it, and we'll be there tomorrow to regarding that. Let's go in pause, in break.